Hello, Void. Today I have a very similar topic as last time. Today I wanted to continue the conversation on AI. I went on a little bit of an AI rant in one of my other videos, and we are just continuing along that conversation today. I have a lot of thoughts about AI, and all of them for the most part, are negative. Today, specifically, I wanted to react a little bit to this video that I found on YouTube Shorts that just really grinded my gears. It has to do with the beauty industry. There is a magazine online called New Beauty, and their little tagline is the beauty authority, or something like that, claiming that they have the say on all things beauty and they are the authority of it. I looked at their website and it really did say in the About Us a lot of stuff about how this is the place to be if you want newest and the latest updates on all things the beauty industry, cosmetics, and procedures. This is the place to come to get all of those updates. It is centered around promoting plastic surgery, injections, cosmetic procedures, and all of the above in that kind of realm of beauty that I, for one, have a hard time liking on anybody. I am one of those individuals who do not like the look of plastic surgery on any face. I don't believe any face needs it. And I do believe that completely transforming your face or inhibiting the features that your facial muscles are supposed to be making is borderline self-harm. It should not be a remedy to a individual's perception of oneself. I believe that if you are having issues accepting who you are, accepting physical traits about yourself, accepting the aging process, there is a much bigger conversation that you should have with yourself, you should talk to other people about. I am of the firm believer that we age. No matter who you are meant to age in the way that God has designed you to age. And I do understand that the aging process is honestly kind of traumatic for some people, especially in this particular moment in time that we are living in, and honestly through most moments of time. In the story realm, right? If you're like writing a story, or if you're dealing with archetypes, or if you're just like delving into a little bit of Greek mythology, the fates, the trope of the cycles of womanhood, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the young innocent girl, the mother protector, and the crone, the wisest and the oldest of them all. Like the wisest, the most experienced, the most harsh, honestly, because they kind of just like get to the point. That kind of thing. And all of those phases I believe should be celebrated more. The aging process shouldn't be something as feared as it is. We have all of this knowledge and technology, and the first thing that we do is try to stop the most human thing that we can do on this broken earth, which is age. Aging, death entered into the world through the original sin of both Adam and Eve. Okay, so my phone died. My phone died. And that means I lost access to my microphone. So the audio is going to be a little bit different from now on, but hopefully that's all right. Basically, what I was saying is through the original sin, death entered into the world, but God knew about that, knew that was going to happen, had a plan in place, sent his only son, and honestly, we're better off for it. Through that fall, we were able to be in full communion with Jesus. Through that fall, we are able to be baptized into communion with the Lord in a way that we weren't really able to do when Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden. But all of that aside, basically, we are creating God's image and likeness, and aging is part of a process of humanity that we go through. It can only be fixed through the second coming of Jesus Christ. Honestly, that's the only time this is gonna get better, where your soul and your body are united fully and forever as intended, in the state that God had created your being to be in, honestly. And so to see all of this media and all of this high production corporations just desecrating this natural phenomenon of aging and vilifying it, and our culture just allowing it to happen, where we spend more time honoring and celebrating the maiden phase in a woman's life and forget about the crucial impact of mother and crone. Wish there was been a term for crone, just kind of seems rude, but that could be my modern sensibilities. Thinking terms for the elderly are rude. I'm just gonna get into the TikTok and use it as a jumping board to continue on with these thoughts. So without further ado, let us begin.
This is a really important video, and I honestly don't think that I could do any better. So I just want you to watch it. Thank you, Christandra Klepek on TikTok for this.
Okay, so I'm at the airport and I picked up a magazine, this magazine before, but it says they are the Beauty Authority. Really great photos. Beautiful. So then I'm like, wonder who took it? Where's the credit?
Photo prompt. AI prompt. High fashion editorial photo. Summer elegance. A confident woman in her 30s wearing a white off-shoulder blouse, flowing and minimalist. Hair radiant, glowing skin is highlighted with faint laser grid pattern. I'm sure I saw it. I had to see it if I saw the photo.
It is an AI prompt.
They are making humanity more robotic. It is almost like a mockery of God's creation to not actually photograph real people to sell your beauty products, but instead having entirely magazines dedicated to AI illustrated beauty standards. Our beauty standards were already out the window and ridiculous through years of mass marketing, huge corporations taking over the beauty industry even becoming like this huge phenomenon. This lie that these individuals have been selling young ladies and men about what should be attractive and what should not. What is the uglies and what is the acceptables. What is beautiful and what is not desirable. And it was already bad, but with this like ability to see everyone on the internet all of the time and being inundated with these images and videos and photos and movies of perfection that is unattainable, and then that was already unattainable and like outlandish, and we've been trying to, like, a lot of people have been trying to fight the beauty industry of like all of the crazy detrimental things it's done to women's mental health, especially when they're teenagers, when it's like when you're at the most vulnerable. I wonder if that would be the same for ladies in menopause as well, because it's like a second puberty. So for saying all of this grace to girls in puberty, seeing all of these images, getting really insecure and like developing some kind of eating disorder, body dysmorphia, insecurities. I wonder if the same can be said for women in their 40s and 50s who are experiencing menopause and being fed all of this stuff about cosmetic surgery, how to be beautiful, how to get back your youth, how the phase in your life right now is no longer desirable, how no one is marketing to you anymore. We need to have so much grace for women in menopause if it's supposed to be like a second puberty and like everything is, your body is just trying to harm you in a way. But back to this AI prevalence in beauty industries and social media, just creating more of a lie that can never be obtained, and like thinking that they can get away with it. Like the fact that this magazine sold and was accepted and was put on tabletops for people to look at, probably some subscribers, you know, like they're a full business, they produced content, someone's salary is being paid, and we're just letting this happen. It's the same feeling I have with AI industries, like AI data centers. It's just like AI data centers are going to ruin our earth more than we already have. And it's so hard to get anything done with that because it makes money. It's being funded by something, and it's horrific. Anyway, let's continue.
High fashion editorial photo, same thing. She's not real.
Page after page.
She's an AI prompt. emphasizing elegant proportion, the art of correction. It's not.
This company is promoting cosmetic surgeries to its readers and viewers and listeners, and they are using fake woman as the example of what you, a real woman, should look like. That is the slimiest tactic I have ever seen. It's like going to, I'm sure restaurants do this, but it's like going to a restaurant and opening up the menu and all of their items are illustrated to such a perfect degree. And if you, the chef, I don't know, this isn't a bad analogy, but if like you the chef can't produce something as magnificent as the photo, this is a bad analogy because that's honestly what most fast food people do. Like the biggest thing coming into mind is McDonald's just having delicious looking hamburgers, and then when you open up your hamburger box, it's just like, this is tragically upsetting. But it's like ordering a real bouquet of flowers and getting Temu paper, fabric, plastic, I don't know, flowers. It's not only is it not real and living depictions of people of creation, it is a robot's interpretation of what humanity's perfection should look like through AI prompting.
Real. AI prompt, editorial beauty shot of a dermatologist wearing a white coat assessing a woman's face, 40s, glowing skin, subtle filter enhancements in cheeks and lips.
Subtle filter enhancements. Oh, subtle filler enhancements. So they're telling AI to create a perfectly beautiful woman and then give her injections to make her more beautiful. It's just so reductive. It's such a mockery of personhood. It's a mockery. I can go on and on about just cosmetic procedures in general. I can't remember if I had talked about that before my phone died, but just in case, cosmetic procedures are a way of humanity trying to perfect what is already perfect. You are a beautiful individual created in the image and likeness of God, and just because you don't fit into, or you may not fit into every 100% perfect beauty standards of the now, don't worry about it because everything is AI generated. Look at her nose in this image. Her nose is so small. Like, that is so unrealistic. Oh, and it's, of course, because it's not real. This is not a human being being perceived. This magazine could not be bothered to hire a real model to lift her head, hire a real makeup artist to contour her just right. Because even if it was a real model, you know that there would be contouring and editing and alterations and Photoshop. And the model had probably already had plastic surgery to begin with. Now to be able to just skip all of that and go straight into generating an image to where a whole production of photography would have taken a few days to weeks to set up, take the photos, do after shots, do retakes if needed, do touch-ups, do editing, do all of the things. All of those artists are now out of a job. All of that creativity and collaboration and human connection and semblance of human hands in a project of an already inhuman industry. Of course, the beauty industry, the beauty authority, or whatever it is, the authority on beauty, whatever the magazine is called, would just disregard anything that actually makes a person beautiful and just go for this hyperinflated aesthetics. That is unrealistic and unworthy of attention.
It isn't real. This article is about beauty procedures. So why are we using fake women to talk about real women's bodies? Why are we using AI generated faces for this?
I worry about what this is doing.
Yeah, it's just the point of like, you are selling a lie in a lie in a lie. You are selling 1, the lie that aging is bad. 2, the lie that your face needs to be fixed through cosmetic surgery. And 3, this is what your face could look like if you go through our cosmetic surgery that we recommend. But joke's on you, because this isn't even a real person. No one has gone through these procedures that apparently they have a good example of that they could photograph. If they had a good real example, they probably should have photographed her. But they didn't. They didn't, did they? They made AI create a mockery of their product and the morality that they're selling. The claim that you are less than unless you look like us. You are less than unless you look how we tell you beauty should look. You are less than, you are not beautiful unless you fall under our standards as the beauty authority. And we are not going to talk about natural beauty or aging or graceful aging or having a body and being happy with it. None of that. We're going to tell you this robot's interpretation of humanity is what you should be grounding your self-identity into. And we can help you with that through our procedures. That is just insane. That is insane. It is so upsetting.
To the younger generations, because at least I compared myself to real, actual human women.
Growing up nowadays is going to be comparing yourself to cartoons and AI images of what the ideal woman should look like. We already had such a bad problem with this, but at least we were comparing ourselves to real people with their individual unique quirks and flaws. One thing that made a model stand out on like high fashion runways or in magazines was those little tiny imperfections that made them so unique and beautiful in their own way. I'm reminded of a few actresses who like had a gap in their front tooth. I'm reminded of a few individuals who had like wide-set eyes or heavy brows or thick or thin lips or just like some kind of freckles, like some kind of anomaly that you can lean into because it makes you unique. You don't need to look like everybody else because everybody else then look like nobody. If you look like everybody, you look like nobody, and that is no way to grasp a solid foundation of personal identity. Humanity is a creature founded in community, but there is still a need for individuality within that collective. It is so important to find groups of people that you connect with, to find friends, to find community, to be in touch with your family. And if you have a bad family life, I'm so sorry, but that is not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be connected. But in all of that, you're supposed to also bring forth your individuality in a way that is unique to you. It may not be through fashion, it may not be through beauty, it may be through music or conversation, like you're just a really good conversationalist, you're a doer, like if somebody has an idea or if like you have an idea to like bring people together or to like get something done, you can do it, and that's your own individual spark, and people can have many sparks, and that's not super the point I'm trying to say, but like if you're comparing yourself to women that aren't even real and everything is perfect, and you try to do that, you then erasing the things that make you unique. I remember growing up in the 2000s, and that was like a big thing in a lot of advertisement in kids shows, was you are unique, you are you, embrace that. And that is something that is prevalent nowadays. You know, there's a lot of that in the LGBT community, but now that has also been a that has also started corrupt, I'm not gonna lie, but is even more so. I believe that the LGBT community took this wholesome idea of finding individuality and uniqueness and embracing that which makes you a little bit different than others and hijacked it to their agenda. And we can talk about that later, my thoughts on the LGBT community. Again, that's not the point of this video, but I just want to encourage everybody that it is okay to be unique. It is okay to not look like everybody. There is the idea of like tribalism and like you want people to kind of look like you, but it should not be trying to look like robots, Because honestly, that's what AI images are. They're robotic. They're not human. There's no soul to it. There's no life in it. There's no life behind it. It's fake. It is a lie. AI images are lies. And I will die on that hill. That is all the time I have for today. I just want to encourage you to do something that is uniquely personal to you. Tomorrow, today, tonight, whatever. Do something that is not something you've seen copied by others in a artificial trend way. Do something, you could have discovered this in a trend, like that's fine. There's a lot of things that I've seen in trends that like actually resonate with me that I like, but do something that is uniquely you and feel confident in it. God made you the way you are for a reason, and I hope that this video has just inspired you to just do a little something that is unique to you, that is personal to you, that brings you a little bit closer to humanity. Because that's what is important. And all of this AI nonsense, that is something that we must not forget. We are a part of humanity, of this grand scheme of history and world and literature and history. And we are in a very weird time where depictions of people are no longer being made by people, but being made by an algorithm, a code. I'm too much of a individual person to be remotely okay with that. So I probably could have said a lot more harsh things, but I'm content with just getting my thoughts and opinions out there in the void, just to say I said something about all of this stupidity. Anyway, I hope you made it to the end of the video. I am sorry for this sudden microphone change. Hopefully next time I'll be able to have crisp audio throughout the whole video and not have to switch things halfway through. Hopefully it wasn't super distracting and my editor will be able to do a good job making everything sound just as it's supposed to be. In any case, if you have found this at all interesting or have any thoughts regarding this topic, I would love to hear that. Feel free to put them in the comments below, like and subscribe, and I will be back next week. Because I need to say, when I'm 40, 50, 60, 70, that at least I said something in this insane world that we're in. Wish I started saying things sooner, but never late than never. Anyway, have fun getting lost in the void. I'll see you on the other side.